Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Yeah, you're in front of Brazen Brook, who has an Aetherite quest, an Ether Current quest, and of course a picture, which means a quest line, which I want to look into. Hey, you're that adventurer everyone's been talking about, aren't you? Just the woman I wanted to see. You have a bit of time to spare, I hope? It seems a bloody miracle we managed to take Ala Ghiri without spilling a drop of blood. It was all thanks to one man, a man the Alliance would very much like to speak with. Getting him to come in for questioning, however, has proven more trouble than we thought. It's not my place to be dealing with this, to be honest with you, but I think it'd be best to resolve the matter quietly if possible. Things could get messy around here if the Alliance or the Resistance start kicking up a fuss. I'd like to draw attention if I leave my post, but you adventurers are free to move as you please. So what say you? Could you give me a hand? Sure. You are good folk. Now, I really shouldn't say much more out here in the open. You best go and speak with him yourself. Baut is his name. He can tell you the rest. The adventurer who slew Lord Van Battlestar? So they sent you to claim my head then? Brazen Brook sent you to help? Oh, thank heavens. You see, I'm actually a centurion of the Garlean forces. Now, before you do anything rash, let me explain. When I learned of the Allied forces' approach, I knew we had no way of repelling them, so I ordered all my men to retreat from Ala Ghiri. I then planned to turn myself in, but I ran into certain complications. I can see you if you are unconvinced. Tell you what, why not ask the villagers about me? When you hear what they have to say, I think you come to understand why I couldn't turn myself in. What can you tell me about Baut? What? The place wouldn't be the same without him, and we certainly have no intentions of sending him to be butchered by the Alliance. Can you tell me about Baut? Did you hear that name? I won't have anyone speaking ill of him. Unless you're looking to pick a fight, you keep your mouth shut. What do you want with Baut? He is not in trouble, is he? We already told the Alliance scum they can't have him. Okay, so the people like him too much to turn himself in, yeah? Without starting a fight with the army. There you are. Now you see the cause of all my hesitation? In light of a reaction to my being arrested, the Alliance has allowed me to remain here for the time being. And for all intents and purposes, I'm a war prisoner. The villagers initially meant to keep me hidden, but harboring one's enemies is a serious crime no matter whose side you're on. And I've heard what the Alliance does to those who help the Garleans. The stuff of nightmares, I tell you. My execution is assured the moment they take me to custody, but if the villagers should take arms in protest, they don't deserve such a bloody fate. Brazen Brook had made a valiant effort to assuage the people's anger, but there's only so much a man in his position can do. I know how strange this may seem, but I want you to convince the people of Ala Ghiri to allow for my surrender. So you heard me? Good, good. For a start, it'd be nice to know why they're so insistent on protecting me in the first place. Oh, I'd love to spare my blushes and leave all this to you. We need to hear from as many people as we can. How about we both make a sweep of the village and meet back here? If Baut hadn't stopped his man, I wouldn't be standing here before you. He was hard but fair, and now these resistance fighters have taken over the place. Sure, they seem friendly now, but just you wait. I never did anything wrong, but the Garleans would always hit me. Mr. Baut was different, though. He was always there to cheer me up, and he'd play with me sometimes. Do you think these new people will play with me too? I think it's fair to say we all owe Baut a great debt. I tell you more, but as you can see, I'm a little busy. Why not talk to the Yalani? Ah, the adventure from before. Serenia, was it? You wish to know more about Baut? I would love to tell you all about him, but first I must ask a favor. The village has been plagued by spitting spinners as of late. I took a look around and discovered they've built a nest close by. I considered petitioning the soldiers for aid, but you seem more than capable of a job. Help me get rid of the nest and I'll tell you everything you want to know, agree? Excellent, let's get going then. I'll lead the way. There you are. The nest is just ahead. More. Thank you ever so much. I can't tell you how many we've lost trying to do away with those horrible things. Sadly, this isn't the first time they've caused us trouble. When the Garleans first took Ala Ghiri, these lands were rife with spinners for a time. When we begged for help, our pleas fell on deaf ears. Our village is meant to be a trading hub, so we'd think they would protect such a place, but no. They would come only to get deep in their cups and take out their frustration on whoever happened to be present at the time. If we weren't suffering at the hands of the drunken soldiers, we were fending for our lives against all manner of beasts, with whatever makeshift weapons we could find. There was nothing we could do but to endure their mocking laughter as we struggled to survive. Baut changed all that. After he came and assumed command, he immediately put an end to our misery. The difference in our treatment was like night and day. He gave us our lives back, which is more than I can say for what the Allied forces are like to do for us. Baut is a good man, and I hope in time you come to see him as we do. So the people like him because he is a decent person who helped them out of a terrible spot. No matter who I talked to, there wasn't too much beating around the bush to get any clear answers. Did they tell you anything useful? They said all that? Well, I'm no saint, but I'm just tired of seeing my men beat them bloody all the time. I've seen enough of it before coming here. It's amazing how treatment of the Empire's subjects can vary from place to place. There are territories where life is unchanged by the Garlean presence, and yet there are others whose denizens would welcome death with open arms. The only escape from either is to join their armies. If you manage to survive 20 years of service, you and your family can earn citizenship, a chance to earn a good life. Needless to say, I jumped at the opportunity. I fought and fought until, before I knew it, I was an Imperial Centurion. But it was too late. Shortly after my promotion, I received word of my family's death, snatched away by some widespread illness. The suffering of these people only served to remind me of my loss, so I put an end to it, simple as that. Yet still they thanked me after I killed so many. I'll never understand such nonsense. At least now we know for certain the reasons for their adoration. Now we just have to convince them I'm not worth protecting. We need a good lie if you're going to change their opinion of me. I got it. A holy man here in Ala Ghiri was slain shortly after my arrival, just before I took command. It was a former Imperial commander who killed him. But you can tell the people it was me. Take my ring as proof. Say it was a keepsake of his and I pried it from his cold dead hands. Maybe so blinded with hate, execution will soon be too good a punishment for me. Then again, if people see through the lie, it wouldn't do well for your reputation to be speaking so poorly of me. Maybe you start with just one person, gauge their reaction before we set the rumor mill to spinning. Try speaking with GW and see if it gets her blood boiling. Good. Yeah, let's try it out with a lie about the murdered, whatever it was. What's this about Baut? How awful, the people of Ala Ghiri will be furious to hear this, or they might even consider handing him over to the Allied forces. Which is exactly what he wants, isn't it? I haven't known you long, but I know an honorable woman when I see one. I refuse to believe you would try to smear his reputation and turn us against him. I can't imagine why he might try, though. When you return to Baut, you can tell him what I've told him countless times before. No matter what horrible deeds he may have done in the past, no one is beyond forgiveness. Travelers come and go from Ala Ghiri quite often, but should they wish to stay, who they were before coming, doesn't matter. We have no interest in the man Baut used to be, only the man he is now. Even if he is a murderer in the past, he's been nothing but kind to us since arriving here. The man we know has a gentle soul, and that is why we protect him. How did she take the news? She was absolutely livid, wasn't she? Tell me everything. I only care about the man I'm now. What sort of man am I supposed to be, huh? My family is dead, I can't return to the Garleans. But that's not your concern. It seems it'll take more than nasty rumors to sway their opinion of me. I'll have to think of something soon, though. It's only a matter of time before the Alliance decides it's done waiting. Would you try speaking with Giuliani once more? Not to spread more falsehoods, but about persuading the townfolks to let me return myself in peacefully. Hopefully inspiration will strike by the time you return. believe many people here would understand. Let me guess, Baut sent you again, didn't he? He can conjure up whatever lies he likes, but he cannot change our minds. Well, I suppose I can understand his worry. I'm loath to admit it, but entreating the Alliance could resolve all this. It could also make things much worse. If only was someone among them who knew what a kind and caring man Baut is. Perhaps then we could convince them to show him mercy. Baut has been speaking with Brazen Brook in private about his surrender? Does this mean the Allied forces will soon come for him? Let's go and speak with him while there's still time. Ah, you brought company. What can I do for the two of you? An appeal on Baut's behalf. I'm not sure I follow. Please, Brazenbrook, is there nothing you can do to have him pardoned? Or better yet, take me in his stead? Say I'm an accomplice and I would tell your superiors anything we wish to hear. Or calm down, miss. No one wants to help him more than I do. That said, he's still a soldier of the Garlean Empire, an Imperial Centurion at that. As a member of the Resistance, I have a duty to take him into custody. You can't. The people of Ala Ghiri will not stand for his execution. What? Who said anything about an execution? But the Garleans told us you kill all the soldiers you capture. For goodness sake, we're not savages. We're in the middle of assessing the documents and supplies we left behind, and his testimony as to what we found is sorely needed. Everyone's made it quite clear how his presence is improving living conditions here, so I suspect my superiors will be fairly lenient. That's not to say he won't face punishment, mind you, but he's got to come in for questioning. I see. After so many years under their rule, the Garleans had us convinced you were no better, if not worse, than they were. On behalf of all the people of Ala Ghiri, I offer you our sincerest apologies. Thank you for clearing up this terrible misunderstanding. Baut will be no doubt relieved to hear this. Let's go and share the good news. I don't think he will be relieved. He was looking forward to an execution. He is in that bad a state. It seems Baut has left us a note. Dear Serenia, the time has come to bid you my final farewell. Try as I might to focus on the present, the past still haunts me. My family calls. If you can find it within you to grant me one last favor, I bid you to deliver my hat to the Allied forces. I have enclosed instructions to this end. No, we can't, Serenia, we have to stop him. We can't let him go through with this, Serenia. It looks like he's heading northwest towards the Finches. I pray we are not too late. Better hurry. Don't worry about me. Save Baut. Leave me in peace. I have to deal with your body here. suppose it's where I'm supposed to thank you for saving my life. Baut, Serenia, thank goodness you're both unharmed. Why the hell did you bring her here? Cowards, the lot of them. They would waste the chance to make an example of me. This is all our fault. If you hadn't shown such aggression to the Allied forces, we would have likely made their intentions clear ages ago. You needn't apologize. If I had known they wouldn't kill me, I would have merely sought another way to death's door. But why? You have so much to live for. I have nothing. What is a man without his family? A soldier without his man? I've stained my hands with the blood of so many innocents. And for what? You still have Ala Ghiri. It would have been all too easy to stand by and watch as the soldiers taunted and tormented us, yet you chose to show us mercy. Well, that was... After all the good you've done, are we not worth living for? Am I not worth living for? I know I can never replace your family. I would never try, but I'd like to try and make you happy if you let me. What? Has this obsession with loss truly made you so blind? The people of Ala Ghiri care about you, none more so than me. You brought light and hope back into our lives, and I would return that kindness 100-fold if I can. Yes, by all means. Let's get married, settle down here in the village, and fill our cottage with a pitter-pat of little feet. Marriage? I didn't mean to... That's not to say I'm opposed to... Oh dear, it's so sudden. Before you let your imagination run wild, there's still a matter of my surrender to the Allied forces. I'm going to need your help in assuring the others that I won't be put to death. Yes, of course. I suppose this is it. I know not what they have in store for me, but I will at last atone for my crimes. When they release me, well, it seems I have something worth waiting for. Thank you for everything. There she is, the hero of the hour. I don't know how he did it, but Garlean returned to us with Baut in tow. He said he's ready to turn himself in. What's more, public reaction to his surrender has been surprisingly calm. The last thing you need is to be fending off the people we came to save. If you hadn't shown up when you did, I'm sure they'd be chasing us out of here with pitchforks and torches by now. To make sure they don't, we'll all be taking a leaf out of Baut's book and building better relations with the townfolk. It'll take some work, to be sure, but we'll get this place back to the way it used to be. Okay, and that's that quest line. Oh, that was nice. I like these little quest lines we have here. Oh, with that, until next time, I'm Mace, and don't get lost.